Steve's got 50 copies if you want.
He's signing them over there.
Nice article, Steve.
That was very nice, very nice.
I'm sure it's all true, too.
You know,
After, you know, they might better let us decide. Just saying.
You try to get 4 kids and 3 dogs.
I was gonna say, how did you
Yeah.
make it there?
all at one time.
We exclude them from
I see the lad's doing well.
Yeah, it's rough, but he's doing
Yep.
good. Yeah, it's the one thing, you know, it's,
He'll do fine.
you just gotta keep plowing forward, you know.
He'll do it.
Pretty stressful.
He'll do it.
Keep telling him. There's a system, plenty of people have done it before, plenty
Yeah.
of people are gonna do it later, just keep staying the course.
He'll get through it.
Surprised you didn't bring the dog here tonight with you, Steve.
You know, we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. It might make it go a little easier for you.
They're small. I wasn't waving to you, I was waving down at
Hey, Cynthia,
What?
I hear they're trying to find somebody for the dunk tank.
Yeah, count me out,
Conveniently?
but
Yeah, I mean, I
Listen.
dropped the ball, paid my dues on that one.
You paid your dues.
How'd that nasty water taste last night?
yeah, true.
A little rusty?
That's what I remember Karen did his duty there. I thought I had to go. Mike's thinking. Huh? That's what Mike said, I gotta get back to you. We'll circle back around. You tell him there's a cost for everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I can't believe this is something I've seen.
How are we doing, Jamie? We're good? Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. If everyone would please stand and join me in a pledge to the flag and a silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. First item, does any board member have an announcement or questions or anything to report on? There being none, department heads, we have monthly reports, so I think the board is fully informed, but if anyone has any additional to put on that. All right, questions or comment from town residents? Would anybody like to address the board on any matter? We'll have another one later on in the meeting. If anybody wants to address on anything topic, especially things we discussed, that'll be fine. Okay, the first item on the agenda is the minutes of the August 30th meeting. Do we have a motion to accept them?
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. The next item is the historic landmark, the Millard Amig House, and this would render that a historic landmark.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The next item on the agenda is to approve the technology upgrades for this room.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No?
Carried. 4-1, that's where we got that, Jen? Yes, sir. Okay. The next item on the agenda is the procurement policy, to amend it by adding subdivision O to 31-6.
So moved?
Second.
Okay, discussion. I think this is to allow piggybacking to give the town some flexibility to save money on contracts. Is that right, Kevin? All right, anything we need to flesh out on that?
There's various states and other school districts and so forth that allow piggybacking.
Yeah.
And they, as long as they're following the same rules that New York State requires for our contracts, generally just the law, we're able to follow.
Right, and I know the county does it, most municipalities, so this would give us additional flexibility. Any other discussion on this issue? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The next one is a yearly resolution to authorize the sales tax to come in the form of cash reimbursement.
So moved?
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We have one additional grant for the Maltaville Water Assistance Grant, right, Kevin?
Correct.
Okay, do we have a motion to?
So moved. Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And the next one is a resolution to reappoint David Rosenberg to the Board of Assessment Review.
So moved?
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Congratulations, Dave. I don't see, I think Dave.
No, he's not.
He was
not
here last
Yeah,
week.
he was here last time, that's right. We congratulated him then. Next item on the agenda is the speed reduction request on Nelson Avenue.
So moved?
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The next item on the agenda is a stipulation of settlement recommended by council for the Lakeview Outlets assessment litigation.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion?
We don't have, I'm assuming that this reduction is on the basis of the lack of occupancy of the rental, property there. Does anybody have any information on what the rationale is for the reduction?
Based on my discussions with Ray Lynn, yeah, that's basically it. I mean, there's been some, recent problems with the occupancy and everything, and so
Okay.
Ray Lynn, and council thinks that this is a worthwhile settlement.
Yeah, just so the members of the public, are aware that we don't do this arbitrarily, that there's advice from experienced tax assessment counsel that goes into it. And property like this is valued in part based on or in whole based on the rent that it can derive. And with this property, with the high vacancy level, it's not worth as much. Thanks.
In this particular case, they also went to court, didn't they? Wasn't
They
this
did sue
a
it, yes.
court-ordered settlement?
Yep. Well,
It's-
court.
it's not
yeah.
settled
It
with
will
this
be,
group.
once the parties agree. It would be court-ordered, right. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item is a few budget transfers, right, Kevin?
Yes.
Any questions for that, for Kevin?
I move the resolution?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, the next item is just a discussion item, and this came up at the last Water Authority Board meeting. They are looking for a place near Curtis Lumber, near the Zim Smith, to install a pump and a storage tower to further distribute water in the county pursuant to their charge. And they have identified this section in Shenandoah as, their ideal location. So, Alyssa, I think I sent you that map, right? I'm not real clear on exactly where this is in Shen. Were you able to kind of, get a mental picture of where they're talking about here?
Yeah, it seems like they do the extra much over the soccer, football field there.
Oh, really? They want it right in there?
Well, that's one of my questions is how exact of a, I don't think taking over a soccer, football field is probably the best option, especially if you have to get parking allocations, but if there's another spot within Shenandoah close to that location.
One that we're not using for anything and could, okay.
And we don't really know how much exact
Yeah, how big
space
it
this is gonna take. I mean, the pump station, we get the picture of it. Can they be like right next to each other so it takes up less space, or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and the purpose of bringing it up today was basically to just get a most basic idea from the board, as to whether it was, possible for us to get more details on, go back to the Water Authority, ask them, to come up with some sort of plan, and also to start thinking about, what might be the quid pro quo for,
Right, that's what I was
allowing
gonna
them
say,
to
what's
do
in
that.
it for us?
Right.
Nobody suggested anything.
Right.
Darren, do you know, is there a sense that it's fairly arbitrary in terms of the location where they wanna have this, or is there a reason why they would've put it, maybe like Alyssa said, around the soccer field or whatever? I mean, are they looking for a distance or
Yeah,
close proximity? I mean, what are they using for a,
yeah, they're looking for close proximity to the water line that runs, close to the Zim Smith.
okay?
And so, that's right there. There, possibility over near the Curtis area, but, there's some problems with, the landowners over there in terms of getting it. So, they've had a few issues with other ones, so they've identified this one as, an ideal location.
If it doesn't impact our programming and we get, legal authority to do it, I'm open to it.
Okay.
I don't have any issue on it, as long as it isn't inhibiting any of our soccer or football.
It would have to go through the parkland alienation process, which would making sure that it doesn't take away from comments program or something.
Right, I've given Steve the state, parks manual so that he can look at that and analyze it and advise us.
Okay, so what I'll do then is I'll go back to the Water Authority and I'll tell him that the board, needs additional information, and, we certainly wouldn't rule this out by any chance, but we want to look at the details and bring it back for further consideration.
Yep.
Okay, that's what we'll do. All right, do we have any other business tonight? Okay, additional comments. I know that Kathy Eitzman has asked Jen Holmes to read a comment because she couldn't make it tonight. Jen?
She wasn't here last week either. Everything okay with Kathy? Okay, good.
So this is submitted from Kathy Eitzman on behalf of the members of the Historic Preservation Review Commission. She and the commission would like to send appreciation to the members, the owners of Dr. Jeffrey Hill and Jane Kerber of the Millard Amy House. HPRC and the Malta Town Board are honored to recognize the efforts you have made in maintaining and improving this important historic landmark in Malta. You're a new member of a small but wonderful group of historic landowners that have preserved a very important part of Malta's history and honored the families that have owned this property in the past. Thank you sincerely, Kathy Eitzman, Chairperson of the Malta Historic Preservation Review Commission.
Great. Thank you very much, Jen, and thank you, Kathy.
Derek, I just want to ask a question. Are we all set for Community Day? So, still, the weather's supposed to be nice, so hopefully.
Looking forward to it. Any other comments or questions from town residents? Roger?
Just, as far as the water tower,
Yeah.
is there a reason why it's going there? It couldn't go down by Maltaville to help those residents out?
I think-
We talked about putting a water tower down there in a pump station.
Yeah,
A food for thought.
okay, well, I mean, we'll talk to Ed Hernandez about that. But I think they needed it, this is like the midway or something, so there was some reason why they wanted it there in terms of pipe sizing or something like that, I think. Yeah,
It's just a food for thought to help
Okay.
the residents out there.
Yeah.
if they
okay,
decide to ever do water down there.
all righty. Ted?
Just to expand on that, would it be a question, it would be appropriate to ask if you're a lookout side of the town of Malta, as far as the, Shinnecock Park. What comes to mind is the old Latin Gun Club.
That is, yeah.
I'll definitely raise that.
Good point, Teddy.
Right. Okay, sounds good. Any other comments or questions? Okay, we are in, our highway contract is needing renegotiation, and that's what the town board is, the town is involved in right now. And at this point, the town board needs to look at some of the issues that have come up in it, and I think we can discuss that during executive session. So do we have a request to go into an executive session?
Move we go into executive session, to discuss collective bargaining negotiations. Ask for a second.
Second.
Any other discussion? I'll just say that, you know, we will have to come back into session after closing the executive session, but our agenda is finished, so we do not plan any other comments or decision-making processes. So there's really no need for people to wait around, but you're certainly welcome to if you'd want to. We'll just be coming back into open session to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.